Lay back, relax, enjoy it all. Saturday night, it's time to say no more. S&M with Tally and KRC. Come pleasure or pain, welcome to the stream.
And we're alive. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to S&M. I'm Eve. This is Tally.
Hi!
And
My
with us,
room's a mess, as you can see, because I've just moved. And I'm no longer
you
over
just
there.
moved.
So
What's my excuse? What's my excuse? I've had this chair here for a reason. And with us today, we have a very special guest, Miss Prospero058. How are you, Prospero?
Hi. Doing well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm doing well. Just
From what I hear, you're doing better than well.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna beat you up. I'm having trouble with my hello, Happy. You wanna come say hello to the chat? Come say hello to the chat, baby. Yep. Here we go. Say hi, chat. Hello, peoples.
Happy has a live button, little beacon that goes, "Oop, Mama's on."
Yep, she has a little button on her collar here that just goes, "Mama's streaming." She's trying to get my lap all morning. She sees me sitting here. She's like, "Mom, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. Pay attention, dear." Sweet puppy.
Oh, she's so cute. She is so cute.
Yes, she is. Alright, I'm gonna put you down now. Can I put you down? Thank you, ma'am. You're so sweet.
Yeah, I'm not overly worried about sorting out going through it all anyway, because I've got to move out of this house anyway in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so happy because this is my dad's house and I don't want to be 30 and living with my dad. So I will be moving out preferably a long time before June.
I mean, given the situation you're moving out from, it was a great opportunity, to be able to move in with your dad, but yeah, I get that.
It's like being a teenager again. It's great. All I've got to do is clean up after myself, do my own laundry, and I don't have to do any of the cooking or anything. It's great. I'm so spoiled living here.
It's a nice break. Consider it a lovely vacation.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's great.
Lindsay says, I loved Hallie's shirt.
I love this shirt.
Yeah, I told her I said it was a really cute shirt. I like the talk nerdy to me, Especially since she's got this waist lifting thing that makes her tits bigger. So she goes like, "Hey, look at these. No, seriously, look at these." It's funny. I like it. I have tea.
I want that mug.
Come get it, bitch. It is Earl Grey with... Huh?
I don't care about the contents. I just want the mug.
Well, it's Earl Grey with dark chocolate honey. So, yeah. I have Snow to thank for that. He's the one who gave me that honey. He gave me that and the chai tea honey. Oh, so delicious.
Snow's got a good eye for stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Batman? Yes, Batman. Check your logic.
Batman is great.
He's aight.
I would argue that Batman is definitely one of the better superheroes that DC came out with. And Superman is a fantastical imaginary character. But the thing is, someone like Elon Musk, who actually has enough money behind them, could actually become Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about Batman.
Though theoretically, their body can only take the beatings for about a year, tops. Maybe 2, if you're really lucky. The problem is the amount of damage that Batman has had done to his body over the course of his career as a superhero is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, he should be dead.
He should be dead.
I agree. He should be dead.
No amount of healing and recovery, should have him still walking.
He's had his back broken. Like his back was actually broken once, and then like a year after physiotherapy and all that sort of thing, he went back out there and started fighting again. It's not how that shit works.
No.
Like, but my point is, yes, like there are things about Batman. It's like, really though. However, like I was saying, someone with the money behind them could, in reality, become a Batman. And yes, it would only be for a short amount of time, but it is possible. Whereas no one in the world of history would ever become Superman or the Flash or Aquaman.
I mean, if you swim really well.
Well, yeah, but can you talk to fish?
You do know what I can do.
Yeah, some people that sleeps with fishes.
Wow. That went a place.
Yeah, they usually
That
have
went
concrete
dark
shoes.
quick. Tally! Damn, girl.
I will not apologize.
I would never expect you to, my dear. Sorry if you guys hear the grinding of my computer in the background.
So, how's Nana Prospero doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
What's new?
I am slowly sorting through closets and cabinets and trying to get rid of all the wretched excess of, I don't know, 100 years worth of collected stuff between what my mother inherited and then she never went through, and now it's left to me. And because we're moving at the end of this year, or toward the end of this year, dear God, I hope so, we need to really, really downsize the amount of crap we have. And you know how George Carlin did that bit about your shit is stuff, but other people's stuff is shit?
Yeah.
I've got tons of shit. It's just amazing how much stuff. You know, just I found 4 cases of cassette tapes, not video cassette, audio cassette.
Ooh.
Then there were all the VHS tapes that were squirreled away. So a lot of that stuff gone bye-bye. You okay, Tally?
Yeah, I'm fine. I
Tally,
choked.
what do I say about having dicks in your throat on stream?
Bitch.
So that's been my exciting life. Woohoo!
You know one thing we've never tried, Tally?
What?
The heart thing, but doing it to the side of the camera.
Oh, let's try it.
Okay.
Okay. Can I get my hand in the right position? Like,
You're right about there. Oh, I think I'm too far forward, but hang on. Hey, hang on. Yeah, put your hand closer to the camera. Come closer to the camera. There you go. There you go. It's close enough. That's why we never do that, because the poke's easier to pull off.
Like it's like, all right, how am I positioning?
And
my
also, I just realized that the S&M symbol blocked the entire goddamn thing, so nobody.
I think they got the general idea.
Poke. Okay.
Yeah,
we did the poke. That's enough.
You know what? I know where you're coming from with that, because before I moved from the north end of the country to the south, I never actually went through anything. I just put everything in boxes. So it's left to me to do it all down here, which I'm quite happy to do because I've got a lot of space in here to do it. And so, like I said before the stream, I've already donated one very, very large box of clothing and stuff to the local hospice charity shop.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Do they run a resale shop?
Yeah.
Excellent.
They take
it's like a Goodwill, basically.
Yeah, basically it's like a Goodwill, but it's to fund the local
Army.
hospice. Yeah. But it's even cancer research. We've got all kinds of different, like, basically they just every charity that has these charity shops, they're all for their own charity. rather than Goodwill then splitting it up into different charities. So if you don't want to donate to a specific charity, you aren't forced to because it's not under one roof. It's different charity shops for different charities.
That's that's very nice. That
And
it's
the what
we have a fair
and
number of those here too, and I'll be divvying
uh,
stuff up. You know, Goodwill has already gotten bags and bags of clothing, so.
well, something I like about the hospice is that every single penny from the sale of these items that have been donated go to the hospice
Mm-hmm.
rather than it going to executives to run the charity.
Yes, yes. We have there's a website called Charity Navigator that's very useful if you need to check out charities to see how much of either your donated money actually goes toward the actual purpose of the charity as opposed to how much is blown on executive spending,
Well,
operating the phone banks and that kind of thing. And it's a nice benchmark to set up so that you're not paying people to sit about congratulating themselves that they're in charity work.
well, here in the UK, we've got a charity called Action Water or something like that. And basically, the whole idea is that you donate money, they take that money and they build wells and put pipes in these villages in Africa.
Uh huh.
However, for every pound you donate, something like 15 pence of it goes to the actual purpose.
Oh,
So
so the
like so like
85%.
85% of it just goes to these executives who drive around in Ferraris and live in these big expensive penthouses.
Okay, then. Yeah, those are the charities to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
We had we had a I mean, the United Way got sideways with a fair number of people. Oof, close to 20 years ago now.
I understand that in a lot of these charities there will be people that do this full time so they will need a wage so that they can actually survive.
Right, but that should be a
However, you
small
don't need
percentage. Yeah.
it should be a very small percentage and however I worked in a charity shop when last time I was living down here and it was called Tanya's Courage and it was a cancer charity. They
Hmm.
had two people that worked there full time. Everyone else was a volunteer, and their salaries were very low. Like they earned enough to pay their bills, and so that they could continue doing this. But they weren't like driving around in Ferraris. Like they walked to work because they lived around the corner. They like had their little apartment and all of that sort of thing. It wasn't like a stupid amount of the charity funding.
That shouldn't have
Hmm.
popped up there.
It was something like 15 like it was something like 5% of the actual income from this charity shop went to paying these people.
Mm-hmm.
All of the rest of it, 10 to 50, 5 to 15%, something like that. All of the rest of it went to the charity.
If they're about 85% going to the intended recipients, I I think that's pretty decent, and a lot of charities do a whole lot better than that. They keep their operating expenses to about 8 to 10%, and that's some are even better than that because
Excuse me.
they are almost exclusively volunteer. But
Hmm.
when you're operating the charity shops, I mean, in part, you would like to provide employment, particularly if you're an organization like Salvation Army, where some of their mission is to help people in drug and alcohol rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to pay them to work at the shops, so that they are making a wage again and have work history again to move out into like the general marketplace.
But that's short
That's
term.
fine. That's fine. That's short term, and that's fine with me. But I'd much anybody who's spending that amount of money, um, that water charity you mentioned.
Yeah, like 85% of it going to executives.
Yeah, that's just redistribution by any other name.
That's the funny part to me, is that, it's never, there's never a conversation of how much is too much, because it's always either obviously way in excess, or no, everybody's fine with what little bit they're taking, just enough to make it, fine. There's never any moderation, like, you guys might be getting up to the line with buying a new car. Maybe you should be able to afford to buy a couple of years older car, but that kind of thing. There's never that conversation, because it's always like, motherfuckers take just what they need to get by, or they take way too much of it. And
the life.
The charity that I was talking about, the cancer one. Mm-hmm. The only two people that worked in that charity that actually had a wage was the manager that ran the shop and the sister of the girl who the charity was in the name of. And the reason she was getting a wage is because she was running the charity from behind the scenes full time.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed a manager to run the shop full time.
Excuse me.
And both of them were earning something like $35,000 a year doing that, which is a full-time salary if you actually work out how much you earn per year on average here in the UK. It is something like 30 to 40,000. So they are just in that they are in that bracket.
Right, but they weren't pulling 80,000 down. So there's it's an enormous difference there. And if the shop was doing good trade, then it still meant that the money was going where it was intended to go.
Take what you can
into the pockets of someone, or to upgrade their offices, or to buy new lobby furniture and those kinds of things. I mean, I don't know if Eve remembers, but after 9/11, there was a big stink when the Red Cross was going to buy a whole new phone system. It was some of the money that was being donated after, because Red Cross did a huge push for funds with 9/11, and then they made an announcement that they were getting a whole new phone bank system. And
well, everyone was like, "Hang on a fucking minute, we don't need this."
A number of people were like, "That's it. I am never giving you another goddamn dime."
And that's the conversation I actually had the other day with some folks in Discord. We talked about, actually, I think it was in Discord. I think it was. I was talking to somebody about it the other day, where. What happens when a charity has a set dollar amount, but they exceed that dollar amount? You've paid the bills that you needed to pay, or you've met the goal that you needed to meet. What happens to the rest of that money? What do they expect it to happen? And in my opinion, with the Red Cross saying, hey, we want to upgrade our phone systems so that way we can, better take donations, helps us operate better. I get that it wasn't transparent about it, but if they got money in excess to what they planned, I mean,
it was not so much that. It was they were allocated. I mean, they made the announcement without really, as far as I know, they had never determined what exactly the dispersal plan was going to be, other than helping the Red Cross in general.
Yeah,
it's one of those things that it's.
Well, it was like the conversation of the day was to the effect of somebody had needed cancer treatment, and they raised a bunch of money for him, and when he got they exceeded his goal, so he got his cancer treatment, and then he's just like, well, I have all this extra money, I'm gonna buy a new gaming rig. While that is a bad look, I can see the logic there. There was never any agreement based on what was to be done with any money that exceeded the goal or anything like that, But sorry.
I mean, as a charity, I would be tempted to have a rainy day fund.
In case there is a time when you try to raise money and you don't meet that target.
Absolutely, and to be able to, perhaps the rainy day fund could also be a assist other charities fund.
It could also be used in a case of where something very horrific like 9/11 happens, and then suddenly you need a larger number of amount of cash to help a large number of people
Yeah,
very
rainy day
quickly.
fund.
You have that
Yeah.
as a backup. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're operating your charity correctly, you ought to be able to have that invested so that it is also continuing to earn money.
Yeah.
You know, and uh, further increase your coffers so that you can put it to your board. Should we be making a yearly stipend out of the rainy day fund to the International Red Cross in blah blah because they've come and asked us for help? They're having fun,
It
trouble.
bothers me when charities stop being charities and start being companies.
Businesses, yeah, they
Yeah,
end up.
that's where you end up with rather than having people that work there full time earning the average to executives driving around in Ferraris and living in
Or large
$1 million
blanket
penthouses.
funds like the
Mhm.
United Way, which had multiple charities that it distributed money to. The executives were getting an enormous amount, and also a great deal of those were, oh, I don't know, almost a pay to play in that
That sickens me.
tiered donations where if you give us $100, we'll give you tickets to the local playhouse in your neighborhood. You'll get free tickets, and that makes people that's like a PBS drive. Where if you give us a $60 donation, we'll give you the entire collection of Downton Abbey. That's great to offer perks to some extent, but it also creates an entire group of people that won't make donations unless they get perks.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Which is
fine.
a big
I mean, I
issue in
can't.
this era because a lot of people are very selfish and they don't want to give unless they're getting something in return.
Yeah, and
Now,
I hate feeding that beast. I understand that it's the cost of doing business. Um, I can be incredibly idealistic when it comes to certain things, and I'm persistently disappointed by both myself and my fellow man in that regard.
there's
But
a girl in my local area who she used to babysit for my brother and my sister-in-law, and she has cancer, and because my brother is running a relatively successful company, he's him and his wife have set up this sort of charity thing to try and raise money for her, and his company has donated money to this. They've personally donated money to this, but then they've also gone round to all of the local businesses, and quite a few of the local businesses have also donated money. So although they haven't, um, from individual people, they've had just over 50 people donate, but they've had almost every single local company in my immediate area donate to this girl, and they've raised not they've raised a nice amount. But the biggest contributor to when the school was getting refurbished was a company that donated 10 grand so they could buy a new school bus.
wonderful.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
impressive.
like this is an area that we have a very touristy area,
Hmm.
and but people seem to be they care about each other, and I like that. Like we've raised a lot, like a lot of money's been raised for this little girl. Well, I say she's a little girl. She's not a little girl. I think she's in her late teens now.
She's a little girl to me.
Well, she's a little girl to me as well.
The it is, you're well removed from the capital, which
I am pretty, yeah,
is
but
telling. I would be very interested to look at the geographical makeup of charitable donation when it comes to
well, you go
the
further
more
into
rural, the smaller towns versus the larger cities.
well, you go
Um,
further into towards the bigger town, and which is where the cancer charity is based. And this cancer charity, they like Yeah, they do some, like, they've still, like, there's a lot of charity shops in my local area. A lot of them. Like, this seems to be a very charity-driven area where people actually care about themselves and care about each other, sorry. And I like that about this area, which is why I came back. But that cancer charity, they don't just donate to like, they don't just raise money for cancer. They donate to cancer research. They donate to something called Click Sergeant, which is for children. Click Sergeant is a charity that pays for days out for children who have cancer,
Uh-huh.
so that they can go out and do these different things, rather than being stuck in the hospital all the time, and doing this in a way so that they won't get really sick. Because when you are in hospital with cancer, 9 times out of 10 you are in hospital because you have a severely suppressed autoimmune defense.
Well, it's also the fact of when you have cancer treatments are literally like radiation. It's just like we don't know how to kill this, so we're going to kill it by practically killing you in the process.
Well,
they
yeah, and
cause
if you
cell
get a
death.
cold, like,
And
if these people get
by
a cold,
doing
it will kill them.
when they're in those states, when they're taking those medications, their immune systems become extremely compromised. So even the slightest little thing could end up killing them. I know, but my
So
mom
what
had
Click Sergeant does is it takes all of these kids that have these have cancer, and it takes them on days out, but it does it in a way so that they won't get sick. And they also donate to cancer research. They donate to the hospice, which is what I donated that box of clothes to. They also, but the hospice has their own charity shop, but they also get money from this other cancer charity shop as well. Not as much as they would get from their own charity shop, but it is still divvied up there a little.
Every dollar helps.
And basically, it's two different charities working together in that instance for the hospice. But Click Sergeant, again, it's run by charities, so they are working side by side with Click Sergeant. And Cancer Research, again, Cancer Research UK, it's its own massive charity, and they give some of their money to that as well.
It sounds like they're accountable.
Yeah.
Which is the best part.
So just so we don't spend all day on the same subject, I do have a couple of articles we can talk about.
Excellent.
Is one of them about Microsoft possibly buying Discord?
Why, yes, I actually have two of them about that. I'm going to DM them to you real quick. There's Prospero. Where's Tally?
Oh, you expect me to read?
Oh no, just so you can look over it if you want to. I don't expect you to read anything out. I'm going to be doing the reading out.
I didn't mean that. I meant you to actually expect me to read.
Oh, if you wanted to see it, is why I sent it. You don't have to. You don't have to do nothing. You're a guest.
We just want your opinion.
So I'm gonna go ahead and share 3 and pull up this window here. So, like Tally said, apparently Microsoft is in exclusive talks to acquire Discord. Now, most of you who are paying any kind of attention may realize that Tally and myself spend a hell of a lot of time on Discord. We stream from Discord. So this is a particular issue that's very near and dear to our hearts and could mean a lot for maybe not the future of the show, because we could still use StreamYard and stuff like that if we ended up having to, but it means the future for a lot of things, a lot of the people that we interact with.
If we used StreamYards, we wouldn't have to use OBS, because it's all built in StreamYards.
Yeah, but there's
We just don't want to do that.
There's a lot of speculation currently as to, okay, they haven't bought it yet, but if they buy it, what happens next? What is Microsoft going to do? Microsoft is very well known for taking over entities and just kind of
destroying them.
Yeah, they kind of ruin them. So apparently, a deal valuing the chat app at 10 billion or more could be completed next month. Originally favored by gamers, San Francisco-based Discord offers voice, text, and video chatting. Microsoft Corp has... Oh, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you, Wall Street Journal. Now we'll find another article. Because fuck this noise. We're just going to skip on to the next article. It's like, oh, hey, you had to subscribe to pay for it. No, fuck you.
I know, I can't. I really despise them. The others at least tell you that they're sorry, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Wall Street Journal gives you 3 paragraphs and then goes,
and it says, oh, hey, by the way, yeah.
Yeah.
Why Microsoft wants Discord. So Microsoft reportedly having discussions to buy communications app. Wall Street Journal reports, yes, we were just over there, that Microsoft is in, quote, exclusive talks to acquire Discord, and the deal could close next month. It is the latest acquisition target for Microsoft after the company failed to acquire TikTok and Pinterest recently.
This could really affect your ability to stream on your gaming Twitch as well, because you use Discord for that.
Yeah, I mean, I use Discord because to me, at first it was like, okay, Discord is the least intensive program for conversations, like you and me sitting here talking. Outside of StreamYards, which hosts most of the stuff on its own servers, Discord, as far as conversation, chat, apps, offers a ton of features, and still is one of the least computer intensive applications, I think. It's not so much that way anymore, but it used to be less computer intensive. But it's one of the reasons why everybody favors Discord. Discord knows what its users want. They've catered to their users. They've given us feature after feature after feature that have gone, holy crap, that works so wonderful. Some of them have been looked at and said, I didn't even know I wanted that until this moment, and I realized that's such a convenient thing to be able to do.
Well, there was the whole beta thing when they beta tested the video thing that now they've rolled it out again where you needed a link to actually do it.
I can't even remember it without this. Like, can you remember? You remember when we used to do that? Had a little link that you had to click on to open your video for people to see your video.
I still remember how to make the links.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Whereas now, all you've got to do is press a button.
Mm-hmm. They really simplified it a lot.
Yeah.
Jack says he has an idea for potential replacement to Discord with staying power. Well, I mean, I'd like to hear more about it at a later date, but right now I'm kind of stuck with Discord, and I am not sure. I will wait and see what happens with this deal before I start, deciding to jump ship.
I hope Discord tells Microsoft to get fucked.
Well, no, that's the thing is they're talking to them about selling it. It's not about telling them to get fucked. It's about hey, we're trying to put this thing on the market. Does anybody want to buy it?
If I had to guess, what Discord is doing right now is they're looking at how much cash they can make by going public and how much cash they can make by having Microsoft buy them. And what it will do in regard to branding, exclusivity, certain key employees, their positions. They may be interested downstream in the rest of their staffing. I don't know. But they're probably trying to do the financial analysis of their market position if they went public versus letting Microsoft buy them out. And
the issue of letting Microsoft buy them out is they've already got a little bit of social justice stuff going on behind the scenes. It's just not it's just not overly intrusive at the moment. Whereas if Microsoft took over, like half the people in, half the servers I'm in would be banned.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it would become very, very Facebooky very quickly.
Ugh.
Because it is such a lockstep mentality
Rick says Microsoft wants Discord because Skype is dead. That could not be a more accurate statement. Like,
yeah.
people
Skype
only
is
use
dead
Skype when they
because of
have
them.
to. Right. Because they bought Skype and they ran it into the ground. And that's what a lot of people are afraid they'll do with Discord as well.
Yeah, they're going to be the GM of technology. Buy it and fuck it. Great. Just great.
Lindsay says, if they went public, I'm sure there'd be people who are willing to invest in their stock. I would call my financial advisor immediately and say, buy Discord. Like, find their stock and buy and invest my stuff in Discord.
Mm-hmm. You know what? If Discord went public, I would buy stocks in Discord, and I don't have a financial advisor.
Let's see.
The one problem with them going public is the exact same problem that there will be if they're purchased by Microsoft. Once they go public,
Making investors happy.
yeah, there'll be a handful of the
How can this make us more
lefty
money?
agitators that will want to cancel Discord if Discord allows somebody to say, something about glow-in-the-dark CIA
that's
people.
the thing. They already have
But
tried multiple times, and Discord has been like,
But
"We're
it
sorry,
would-
we got rid of this Discord." There are already
But it
people who
would
depict.
depend. But it would depend on who the investors are, because if the investors are like of the mindset of like us sort of people where free speech is absolute, and even the most heinous people get to say what they want.
Honey, that's the problem. That won't happen.
Don't count on it. It's gonna be the large,
But
other companies buy other companies' stock.
there are already news organizations that have tried to depict Discord as a haven for white supremacy and for racist behaviors and just everything
Medium,
they can buy.
Fox, Root,
CNN.
All this will do is mean more people will have heard of Discord, and they'll join somebody's Discord, especially somebody they already know about, and they already hate. And then they'll find that person saying that thing and lose their shit. And it'll be...
But...
I remember, like, I think it was the year before last, maybe right at the beginning of last year, Magog of Morskar, one of his servers got raided by people that hate him.
I remember that. Side quest?
And yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember going,
oh,
you poor babies.
But these people, they didn't even want to go into the rules thing to agree to the rules so that they could see the whole server. They could see the castle defenseman, which is the only channel that you can see unless you...
It's the same setup I have for all of my servers that I run. You have to go in, read the rules, and click a thing that says you agree to said rules. Basically, it's saying, in order to be here, you agree that you will be held accountable to these rules. You can't say you didn't notice them because you had to click the I agree box. Just like when you have an end-user license agreement on any program you use. It's your responsibility to know what's in that. They don't care if you click that box that says, I agree to this, and didn't read it. Because you agreed to it. Therefore, you're going to be held accountable to it. So, my list of rules is usually about like maybe 10, 12 rules at most. Know these and you're good. Most of them are common sense stuff like no CP, no harassing other people,
Well, those are reasonable rules.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some Discord servers where it's like you can't even have a conversation about these different subjects.
Yep. But back to the article while I was trying to say, we got kind of sidetracked there. While all three are very different services, we're talking about TikTok, Pinterest, and Discord, they share one common element, community. Microsoft is willing to spend big on these services because outside of Xbox, it doesn't have a huge consumer-facing community like rivals Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Apple do.
It kills them all.
Yeah. That is honestly
their fault.
That has honestly been their problem. They've tried to acquire things in the past, have successfully done so, and ran them into the ground. Microsoft has watched Google acquire YouTube and turn it into the world's biggest video platform. Amazon buy Twitch, dominate streaming. Facebook acquire both Instagram and WhatsApp to control the way millions communicate and socialize online. And Apple rule mobile with its App Store. Discord gives Microsoft access to a growing list of more than 140 million monthly active users that includes thousands of top YouTubers, creators, and gamers. Microsoft wants its own community.
And rather than build their own, they'll just go get one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's much easier just to buy one. You have the money. Why wouldn't you?
This is true.
A creator community. Creation. The next 10 years is going to be as much about creation as it is about consumption and about the community around it. So it's not created alone, says Microsoft CEO I'm going to butcher his name, Satya Nadella, in an interview with Bloomberg last month. If the last 10 years has been about consumption, we're shopping more, we're browsing more, we're binge watching more. There is creation behind every one of those. Yeah, somebody has to create the content that's being consumed. So that's honestly why I still see a future in things like doing YouTube and doing Twitch streaming and stuff like that. Somebody has to create the content to be consumed, because so many more of us, as automation comes in, we have so much more free time. We don't have to work from sun up to sundown to put food on our table. We go work our 8-hour shift and we're done.
Work
We need
from
leisure
10 o'clock at night
things.
till 11 o'clock in the morning. No,
Say-
10 o'clock in the no,
Say again, Tal?
7 o'clock in the morning. Or, unlike me, work from like 11 o'clock at night until 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right. But
Trying
Nadella
to remember, wait, what will my shifts be again?
Nadella was quick to focus on creators and communities as in the first year of being CEO at Microsoft. One of his big first acquisitions was Mojang, the studio behind Minecraft, with its millions of devoted fans. Nadella has also spent big to acquire other communities, with LinkedIn costing $26.2 billion and GitHub for $7.5 billion. GitHub was a key target to buy developer love and a huge community, and LinkedIn connected Microsoft more deeply to businesses and provided access to significant professional social graph. Microsoft has clearly been on the hunt for the same type of creator-led community on the consumer side, but TikTok and Pinterest didn't work out. The software maker has failed elsewhere. Microsoft acquired Beam. What is Beam? I don't even know Beam. A couple of years after Nadella was named CEO, and eventually rebranded it into its Mixer streaming service. Okay, that's what it was, Mixer. Microsoft tried to compete with Twitch, but ultimately failed because it didn't have the broad consumer reach. Instead, it shut down Mixer last year and helped transition streamers over to Facebook Gaming. Yeah, that was kind of lame. A lot of people were really upset about that. Mixer was supposed to be the next big thing. They got Ninja to leave Twitch. He was literally the biggest streamer on Twitch. He had the most followers, the most subs. He got so much attention. They got him to leave, sign a contract with Microsoft to work on Mixer. And even that wasn't enough to keep Mixer going. It was ridiculous.
Well, they put all their eggs in one basket.
They really did with that. Prospera's a little quiet. I thought I turned her up. Let me turn her up again.
That was me. I was leaning back. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. If you want to stay lean back, I can turn you up some so we can still hear you.
There we go.
Sorry
about that.
I've never heard of Mixer either.
Mixer was like I said, competitive streaming service run by Microsoft. They purchased it from somebody else, and then they built it into something that was bigger. Everybody was really kind of surprised when they came out and said, yeah, this isn't making us any money, we're shutting it down. Like last year before.
Oh. You know what? Maybe someone at Microsoft should just go up to the people in charge and say, you know what? Clearly, we're not going to get anywhere with these gaming sites. Clearly, we're not going to get anywhere with these streaming sites. We're not getting anywhere with anything that's got community. We're just running them into the ground and shutting them down. Let's just stick to what we do best. Computers and games consoles.
Yeah.
And maybe they could actually do computers well.
Yeah. I mean, they do computer software, like Microsoft Excel and all that. Like, I know there are people that hate Microsoft Excel, and I know there are people that hate some of the different softwares that they do, but they do these softwares pretty well. like Windows and all that sort of thing. They do it all right.
Yeah, they do it all right. They could do it better, but
They could do it better, but if they stopped worrying about all of these different community like websites and just concentrated on making softwares, computers, and game consoles, they could make them the best.
I don't know about that, but you know,
Well, they could.
it is one of
Whether or
those
not they
things that they
will.
seem to have an issue with maintaining communities in general. And if they're trying to branch out, Discord's not a bad get. The problem is can they keep it alive? Because they've already proven that they've killed a couple of other things they've bought and driven into the ground, and they just haven't had much success in the way of trying to push further into the gaming community, either by streaming or by, in the case of what they did with Skype, you know. Skype wasn't as gaming focused, but neither is Discord anymore. Discord is really trying to open up their doors and broaden their horizons to be less focused on gaming and more focused on community. So that communities, because they realized people were using Discords for far more things than just to meet up and play video games. Mm-hmm. So,
well, particularly with the pandemic, I will give Discord this. I thought their response was rather nimble. That they were able to increase their people in a voice chat room number rather significantly quite quickly.
Yeah, and that was really cool of them to be able to do that, because they're like, hey,
provide an alternative to Zoom, because you know you've got to pay to have over 60 users or whatever it is in Zoom, and you know that can get, you know, for companies enduring a shutdown, and you know, with the recession that naturally occurred with it, having a room where you could at least voice chat, like just a big old conference call, could come in very, very handy, and it wasn't Skype.
I mean, and that was the fantastic thing about, like I said, back beginning of last year when Tally and I figured out this, or Tally's friend told her about the link thing that you could turn your camera on while it was still in beta.
She showed me how to work the link so that you could have a camera through Discord.
Yeah. And then so basically you click the link and it showed cameras.
Yeah.
And it was iffy at first. We couldn't get it to work right all the time and stuff like that.
That's because it was in beta.
Right.
That's because they'd only just started rolling it out and it was still in beta.
But it was a fantastic thing to be able to just go, "Hi, Tally," you know.
Yeah, it was.
And it reminded me of what Skype was, but better.
So all you've got to do is press a button.
Yeah, it reminded me of what Skype was, but better. Once, like you said, once they rolled it out, it's just like if I hover my mouse over it, you guys can see the camera button right here on Discord. There's a camera button. There's a share screen button, which is a new thing that they added too, to be able to share applications and games directly to Discord. At first I was like, I don't understand the need for that. Share screen maybe, but share your games. Why are you streaming your game? No, we use it all the time. Like, we'll have friends hanging out with us in voice chat who want to watch us play the games that we're sitting there just chilling, playing games together. Like, hey, I'm not playing, but can I watch you? And instead of having to go fire up Twitch and run a little mini stream just for that person to watch, you just, yeah, sure, click a button, select the game, hit go, and you're good. You know, it's really fast and easy to be able to do that kind of thing. And that's one of the most amazing things about Discord is they really gave us features we needed and we wanted.
But it also means you don't have to fire up Discord. It means you don't also have to just fire up Twitch, but you don't also have to fire up OBS so that you can
fire up OBS, do all that stuff. Yeah, just
it means instead of having 3 systems running, Discord for the
and there's no delay,
Twitch and OBS, you are just doing it through Discord.
And there's no delay either. It's really good.
Well, that's very helpful for people with potatoes.
Yeah, like me.
To be able to function.
Shit, Tally can't open the YouTube stream while she's got Discord open and her camera on.
I have the YouTube thing open so I can see the chat. I just can't have it playing in the background. So I've actually have to have the video paused, which is fine because I don't want to hear myself when I'm streaming.
There's a mute button.
this is also true.
Trust me, I've used the mute button on Tally a couple of times. But Discord offers Microsoft a big and engaged community. Primarily used by gamers, it has become a Gen Z hub for socializing with friends, particularly during the pandemic. It consists predominantly of private communities, and Discord has 6.7 million active servers every single day. It's a huge community. 75% of Discord users are outside of 75% of which 75% of which are Discord users outside of North America. Really? I hadn't realized that only 25% was from North America. It's also become an essential tool for many over the past year. I personally use Discord daily to keep in touch with friends, or participated in remote movie nights, streamed games, and just use the app as a place to hang out. Millions use...
Oh yeah, Discord's great for that.
Yeah, millions use Fortnite to hang out and play together, and Discord is the primary way these communities of friends talk and chat while they're gaming. I would have used Fortnite, but, you know, whatever. I guess that's a good enough example. Discord is a great mix of Slack messaging and Zoom video, combined together with the unique ability to just drop into audio calls freely. You don't have to organize a time to call friends or send them links. You just jump in and out of voice channels, and they're always ready and open. And that is one of the most convenient things, is you just drop into a voice channel, and you can just sit there and chill. And then your buddy comes in, and you're just like, oh, hey, what's going on? We're sitting here chatting, and then somebody else comes in. Next thing I know, I've got 12 people in my Discord just sitting there having a conversation together. You know,
it's like the old country store standing around the Cracker Barrel.
It is.
You know, when people would just come in and, you know, hey Fred, hey Will, you know, oh hey Myrtle, how you doing? You know,
best part is that a lot of these things were available already. Like TeamSpeak was a thing. You know, you had TeamSpeak and Mumble had similar type of drop-in, drop-out voice channels and servers, but they didn't really have text channels. They didn't have the ability to share embedded media like links and images and stuff like that directly with people. They didn't also have video chat and stuff like that. The audio quality was so-so. Discord has a ton of features that makes audio quality sound better, like the crisp noise filter, for example. Holy shit, when I'm on mobile, I wear that out.
Yep. Oh yeah, they've just added noise suppression last year.
Mm-hmm.
This explains why they fixed the bug with Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a known problem, which was why I was having all the sound, all the audio dropout that I was having.
Mm-hmm.
Geodes dug around and found that it was a known problem, and I don't know who or whether they did in partnership with one another who fixed it, whether Mac did or whether Discord did. But with the user base, the number of people on Discord, my guess is Apple was like, oh, okay, because it seemed to be a particular problem with their new High Sierra.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that Discord has busted their ass to fix bugs. Like, you'd have a bug, and then the next update is done. It's fixed.
Yeah, now this took months, but it was also a problem that started prior to the pandemic, and there wasn't as much need or demand, shall we say, for them to hop to it and get it fixed. Then all of a sudden they had all these people with way more time on their hands.
Yeah. I mean, things like Discord, Zoom, and all that have grown massively, and because of Discord's ability to create community settings, where you don't necessarily have to even join a voice chat, you can just sit there and post memes in a freaking text channel and hang out that way.
You look at what's happened with StreamYards. I mean, they started off as a rudimentary Hangouts, and they have added feature to their free product. Not to mention having rolled out a paid product that has a lot of nice little whiz bangs on it. And
Discord has that too. They've got the free product, which has almost all of the features, but then you've also got the paid one where you can send larger files and use emotes that you've got in the different servers.
Yep.
Yeah, the Nitro, your server.
Yeah.
And it's... There are so many people who turned to online communities because they were trapped at home.
Exactly.
But then something I like about Discord is depending on what Discord server you join, you're joining a server with a group of people that have something of interest in common, and
Whether
then
it's
from there
they all like the same YouTuber, or they all play this particular genre of video game, or they all just
they all
happen to be
play
friends
a
that
particular video game, and
they just all happen
they
to
all
be friends IRL, and they just want a place where they can hang out and communicate. I'm in
like I've
several of
got
those kind of
a few
servers.
different I've got a few different servers that I'm in that the only people in those servers are the people that play particular Dungeons and Dragons groups. And
So,
the only people in those servers are the players, the DM, and we've got a few people that might watch when we're playing. But that's all it is. And
yeah.
but we use them all the time because like we play D&D every week.
So because of the unique position that Discord finds itself in, a lot of other, like I said, a lot of other applications offer some of these features. Like Skype offers video calls, but doesn't have so much of the server community type of feel to it. What was it?
Well, it's
Somebody
called
said
Slack, isn't it?
Slack offers the messaging, the cool messaging community thing, but not so much in the way of like audio calls. Zoom offers video and audio calls, but nothing in the way of like actual community.
No, it's much more of a business application.
Right. So it's very understandable why
suppose
Xbox wants this gem.
I suppose if you wanted to, you could set up a business Discord and then just use Discord for your business conferences.
You very easily could.
You very easily could, and then you could have a text channel in that where people can say, especially if it's a bit company-wide announcement that this is something that's happening, or someone could say, I've got this issue with this to do with the company. Can someone fix it? And that way everyone in the company can see it. It is like Discord has a lot of potential applications. And I think that's why it's so popular. It's not just gaming, particular YouTubers, or even not safe for work servers. It's or TV show servers or all that sort of thing. It could also be used for business.
Yeah, it has a broader appeal than some of the others because it
Also, real quick, I want to say sorry to anybody who can hear my fan going. My fan overhead in my room is on today because the AC is out, and so I've got to keep some kind of air circulation in here, or I will just like melt. It's not so hot that it's like bad, but it's like, I can't get it fixed until Monday at the earliest. So
I turned my heater down before I joined, like sorted out my laptop so we could actually talk.
Yeah. So I apologize to anybody who's hearing the extra background noise. Like, you probably won't hear it. You won't. You won't. My mic on OBS is more sensitive, and it's picking up a lot of extra background noise. Sorry about that.
I was going to say, see, we can't hear it because noise suppression on Discord is so good.
Yeah, sorry about that. Where was I? Going back to the article. As you're an Xbox, so the community and my brain just melted. The community and creator aspects for Microsoft's potential Discord acquisition are clear, and its company is also driven by its desire to have big public services running on Azure. It's an area where Microsoft has fallen behind rival Amazon Web Services, AWS, and it's particularly relevant when you consider Discord is powered by Google Cloud.
Is it?
Yeah. Microsoft and Google are at each other's throats again, so Microsoft migrating Discord over to Azure would be seen as a big win for its cloud ambitions. That's also another thing that we would have a problem with, is that I don't know about the reliability. I know Google Cloud has been okay. It's been made Discord fairly reliable for connectivity and things like that. I have no idea about the capabilities of Azure. Would it be better? Would it be worse? How quickly would they get outages and issues fixed? It's been pretty good with Discord currently.
To be worse is why I would say that's not a good thing.
Yeah. Microsoft has also quickly transitioned Minecraft from AWS over to Azure recently, and the company quickly moved Outlook for iOS, part of its Acompli acquisition, away from AWS years ago. Having a big platform like Discord, TikTok, or Pinterest running on Azure allows Microsoft's huge sales force to sell more businesses on making the switch. Discord has had growth potential for Microsoft beyond the cloud. Discord raised $100 million last year to try and move beyond just gaming and attract art communities, sports networks, school clubs, and lots more. It all sounds very similar to what Microsoft is trying to do with Microsoft Teams for personal use after the company struggled to have its own Zoom moment with Skype. Discord does open up Microsoft to moderation headaches, though. Discord created a task force to combat hate speech and on the service last year on the service last year alongside improving its own racial equality efforts. Like many social networks, it has had to combat toxic users, bots, and groups that use the service for hacking, organized hate, and other nefarious activities. Discord does benefit from the fact that it doesn't amplify content to keep users engaged like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Microsoft has had a lot of solid experience dealing with moderation on its Xbox Live network, and the company has been on a mission to, quote, combat toxicity in gaming in recent years.
Oh, fuck's sake.
But let's face it, toxicity in gaming is literally 11-year-olds calling you gay or some variation.
Or being a girl and having somebody tell you, "Oh, go back to the kitchen, bitch," and it's like, "Here, let me show you where I'm gonna put you in the fucking kitchen and we'll cook you up." And sorry, my gamer came out.
Most people are aware that when someone is saying that to you, especially if they are you are against them in a game, it's psychological warfare. They are literally just saying this to get
getting in your head.
It's one of the reasons girls have been easier to beat in a lot of things for years. Is if you play like a boy, you can beat them because they get upset. I mean, I learned this ages ago. Being a tomboy, I had a decided advantage because I knew how boys competed. And I mean, I could do, this was real life. We didn't have shit posting because we didn't have the internet. But I could real life shit post somebody in a game and get them upset, and it would be like, haha, I win. And they'd be,
You're in their head.
You're mean. It's like,
it's like, who the fuck cares? I won.
That's it. I mean, what is
psyched
the
you out,
purpose?
bitch.
I am in a competitive basketball game. I am supposed to help my team win. So if I just skeeved you out by something I said, and you stopped dead in the court, and I got the ball, it went way, yay. Yeah, it's words. Why are you so hurt by words? It's not like I punched you in the face.
I mean, saying something to upset someone so that they will go, wait, what? It's a way of distracting them from the game so that you can beat them.
Absolutely.
And I just think women should just get better at doing that, because men already have an advantage when it comes to playing video games, because men tend to have
quick twitch muscle reflex.
Better reflexes.
And better spatial object in space recognition.
Well, you've got to bear in mind, we are sexually dimorphic, and if you go back to a time when we were hunters-gatherers, men used to do all the hunting, so they had to have better spatial awareness. They had to have better reflexes.
And
they
we
had
did the
to
gathering,
be better
which is why we have better color sense, because we could tell the poisonous red berries from the not poisonous red berries.
Exactly.
Yep. Which is why it makes women better at fashion usually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just general color
exactly.
sense. Hashtag not all.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people who are cross-skilled. There are women with extremely good spatial orientation and
But we are talking about the rule, not the exception to the rule, because the exception to the rule does not discount the rule.
But the actual morphology of the eye, of the retina, is different between males and females. The rod to cone ratio is different. Also,
I would be interested to find out what mine is. Like, honestly, because I have an eye for colors and stuff like that, but I don't know if that's just some of the learned behavior that I have from trial and error, or if it's actually I have more of that than, I would be interested to see how my body has been affected by transition between, be it hormones, be it actually just how my brain was wired up to begin with,
That's not going to change your rod cone ratio. That's,
like I said, I don't know if other things were to.
I'd imagine when it comes to color sense for you, it would be trial and error. But in saying that, I've gone through trial and error. Like, I do not look good in yellow.
There are plenty
My
of
my
women
point is, I
who have
wonder what other
horrible color
aspects of my
sense.
body were affected by that. You know, I personally have bless you. I personally have had very low testosterone when I first went and got checked, you know, by my doctor and stuff. Before they give you hormones, they check your hormone levels, and he said, like, yeah, you're like down in the 150 to 200 range. You should be up in the 600 range for a male your age. And I'm just like,
So hang on. So for a male of your age, when you started transitioning, you had the testosterone level of a 100-year-old man.
yeah, basically. I had really, maybe it wasn't quite that low. Maybe it was in the 200s, but it was really low. It was really freaking low. So
100-year-old man tends to have testosterone of around 250 to 300.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy low, but I still have the paper here somewhere, but it was a little ridiculous, and so I've wondered frequently, like, how many other ways that biologically I end up falling between the two, because I don't ever quite go all the way female, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, biologically, what other aspects of my body have been affected by or developed differently?
Well, it might be interesting to actually go to an eye specialist to actually see if they can photograph the inside of your eye to figure out, like, they might say you've got an abnormally low number of cones within your eye or some shit.
So real quick, I do want to shout out a couple of things. One, excuse me. One, if you guys do have any articles or anything that you would like us to take a look at on S&M, there is a hashtag that we use now, S&M News. It is linked down in the description.
I used it the other day, I think. I used it the other day.
I just went and searched. We didn't get any articles this week, but if there's something you want to share this, say, hey guys, I think you guys would really like this, or I really want to get y'all's opinions on this, you know, please tweet it at us with that hashtag. We'll check it every week when we're getting ready for the show. It looks like it's been used before, but it hasn't been used since 2016, so Tally and I decided it's ours now, so.
Yeah, it's ours now.
Second thing is, in about, how far are we into the stream? In about 10 minutes, we'll probably open things up. A little less than 10 minutes.
I was looking through it the other day, and it wasn't me that used it. I noticed that Rich had used it.
Yeah, Rick tweeted out and something. But you derailed my train of thought, Tally. Oh, in about 7 minutes here, we're gonna open things up to do the call-in segment. If any of you would like to come in and give your thoughts on any of the articles we talked about, or just, you know, tell Tally she's pretty, or, you know, tell me that. Or you
can tell Eve how incredibly beautiful she is, despite how pale she looks at the moment.
That's. I look pale on purpose, bitch. I was gonna say it's at least better when I was gonna say, or at least tell me, hey, you look good for a man.
If you do join, you will. If you want to do that, you will have to join the Discord server, agree to the rules, and then you just join the voice chat called the Green Room, and we will pull you in when we're ready for you.
And there it is, linked in chat there. Hashtag S&M News. Same issue here, super low T. Right, yeah, like it's an interesting thing that a lot of trans women end up encountering, which I always find, you know, fascinating. That's some of our bodies, sometimes our bodies are like, yeah, maybe we should be over here, but I don't know, we're just going to kind of sit here in the middle and things will be, you know.
Well, you're not quite in the middle. You are further towards female than male now.
I mean, now, because I've been taking hormones for like 2 years, but, you know. 2 or 3 years, actually.
As far as I'm concerned, the fact that you had that low testosterone just tells me you were meant to be a man. You were a man who was meant to be a woman.
I think we pretty much
meant to be a woman.
Are done with this article. Basically, it's like, yes, it's obvious why they want Discord, and an argument as to what Microsoft has learned from their failures in the past, like Skype and stuff like that, and how they've moved forward and are actually successfully maintaining some of these communities that they acquired, like LinkedIn and GitHub. But I would argue that those are too recent, and that time will tell whether those will actually succeed under Microsoft's watchful eye. But hey, with that, I'm going to move it back to our faces. But yeah, no, it very much has been my experience is that I find I fall in the middle of a lot of different things, especially biologically, which is really interesting.
Well, the longer you are on hormones, the further towards woman you will get. So you won't just be in the middle.
Yeah.
Like there are in the time I've known you, like your hips have gotten wider because of the fat distribution has changed. You're no longer distributing fat.
I carry less here, and unfortunately more here, but also, butt and hips as well.
It's lower on your hips. See, the way women and men distribute fat is very different. See, men will distribute fat more internally under their muscles, whereas women distribute fat on the top of their muscles, kind of like a layer of blubber to keep us warm, which is why women tend to feel the cold change in temperature, but we're more resilient to changes in temperature. It's because of that fat distribution. But because of you being on hormones, your hips have gotten wider. Not because you've got a woman's pelvis, but because of the fat distribution on your hips. Also, your breasts have been getting bigger.
Yeah, but now that, the world knows that they're inserts because Tally has a big mouth.
I thought everyone knew. I didn't know people hadn't known you hadn't yet had the top surgery.
We do have a couple people in the green room.
Yes, we do.
I didn't see who popped in first, though, so...
it was Jack that popped in first.
Okay. Well, I will grab Jack and pull him in. We're a few minutes early, but it's fine. Hello, Mr. Gunsky.
I feel bad now. I was talking to Will, and all of a sudden, just in the middle of a sentence, just whoops. But hello, I need to talk about this thing that I found that is a potential alternative to Discord as we know it.
If Discord is run into the ground by Microsoft.
If Discord is run to the ground by Microsoft, or even just as something that we could switch over to in general. It's a protocol called Matrix. And the thing about it is that because it's a protocol, you can make any number of apps to use over it, and it is based around messaging. So if you have a server that is running Matrix over it, it is incapable of being censored by outside sources.
So you can encrypt it?
Yes, you can encrypt it. It has end-to-end encryption. Oh yeah. And so you can invite people you want onto the server or whatever, it doesn't matter. They have their own server service, but if you look up like the terms of use for it, they're a little bit social justice-y, but the thing is that doesn't matter because if you're running with encryption, then they're not going to know. They're not going to know, so it would have to be someone on the inside who goes complaining to mods. And even if you do get kicked out of their server, you can just make your own server. It's no big deal. And you just run this program on it, and nobody can kick you off of that.
I find that interesting because
I would like to talk more about it because, that does sound interesting. But you can run this over like a Discord server as well.
You can,
or is it its own separate thing?
It's its own separate thing. However, they offer what are called bridges, and so you can send messages over Matrix, and those can be sent to Discord chat rooms.
Interesting.
That sounds pretty cool.
And what's more, there are a bunch of different bridges to all different products. Like, I know it does one to Slack and a few other different services, a few other different messaging services. So you just set up a bot on your Discord, and I've tried it; it works. And unfortunately, it doesn't have bot. You can't run a bot and have encryption enabled because, I mean, the thing is that Discord isn't encryption enabled. So if you're sending a message over it, it kind of makes the whole purpose a little bit pointless.
Yeah.
Because if you're encrypted on your end and Discord isn't encrypted, then okay, well, I just look at Discord. If I want to, you know, be a creepy peeper.
Peepee creeper.
Peepee creeper, yes.
Creepy peeper. Creepy peeper, peepee creeper.
But anyway, just so everyone out in the chat knows, the protocol is called Element. The protocol is called Matrix, and the program that it's kind of their big starship program is that the right phrase? I forget the phrase.
No idea.
But
Mothership. The mothership.
The big program that it's kind of centered around is Element. Although since it's all open source, anyone can make their own program that utilizes Matrix. But the one that I'm using currently is Element, and it does offer basically the same communication capabilities as Discord: video calls, audio calls, screen sharing. There's even an option where you can directly stream a YouTube video to your to a call. So that's pretty fun, I think. But anyway, it looks like it could be a very serious contender for Discord because it has the
Kaz
option
says you're
of free
thinking flagship.
flagship.
That's the word you're
That's
looking
the
for.
right. That's the one.
Thank God.
Thank you, Kaz.
Starship.
Thank God, and I'm talking mothership. I don't know. Beam me up.
Yeah.
Been hanging around Skep too long. You got Star Trek on the brain.
I watched TOS all the time when I was but a tadpole.
But I'm really excited about this as a potential option because the thing is that a while back, when Discord started sending out unsolicited messages about social justice to all the users, that's when I started looking for an alternative option, and that's when I came across
Discord
this.
did that?
You don't remember the Black Lives Matter thing in the middle of last year? There was a big banner across Discord.
Oh,
And it's one of those things if I've just kind of, like... Again, I gotta preface. I have to preface. It is not that I don't think Black Lives Matter. I do. I think that a lot of the organizations that claim they support those things are not on the level, we'll say.
You know what? Clearly I think that the lives of black people matter. Otherwise, I wouldn't be such good friends with the people like your boy Pat.
Honey, you just want to throw his dick. That's different.
I adore that man. I really do.
No, I love Pat too. He's an amazing friend.
He's an amazing person, and I adore him. However, the organization Black Lives Matter is nothing more than a Marxist communist cancer, and they do more harm than good to what people think of when they think black people, because there was a time when you think black people and you just think they're just regular people that just want to do what's best by their families, working, paying their bills, and then you've got Black Lives Matter coming along, burning cities, and now when you think Black Lives Matter, you think riots.
Some of us do. Not all of us, but some people out there don't. But there is the organizations that carry that flag frequently do stupid things in the name of it. It's like, you can call it the Crusades all you want and talk about it's a holy war, but when you're out here doing terrible things in the name of your cause, what really are you doing? Yeah, to innocent people.
They're not even targeting Klansmen. They're just targeting small business owners, and they're mostly black business owners.
I wouldn't say mostly, but they are definitely people who are being affected by it. There are black business owners who are losing their shit because Black Lives Matter just said, "Oh, well, you're a business owner, but you must be white," and it's like.
Well, a lot of these businesses that they are destroying are in black neighborhoods, and these black business owners, they're going, why would I claim the insurance and set up a new business in the same community just for you to come and destroy it again? fuck you. I'm moving to the suburbs and I'm going to set up my shop in a white neighborhood. Like,
Exactly.
all they're
But
doing is making the black community worse.
yeah,
And
and
that is an awful thing to do, because these are good people that need their community to grow. And in order to do that, they need these black business owners.
Here's my thing. Whenever somebody says Black Lives Matter is an idea or Antifa is an idea, I know they're being dishonest. I know they know what I'm talking about, and they're just obfuscating. So what I say is, okay, then, you say that Antifa is just an idea. Well, you have a group of people who are all wearing the same uniform, who march under the same symbol. It's the little, 2-flag insignia with the circle surrounding it.
Yeah.
They all march under the same flag. It's the same as the communist anarchist flag. It's a red and black diagonal down the middle. They use the same militant tactics like the Black Bloc in order to basically camouflage themselves from being picked out by the police. They all seem to target. First of all, major metropolitan areas. They have central leadership. Although
They're doing exactly what the communists did in Germany, which led to the rise of the Nazis.
Well, you have all of these things that are very positive indicators of a gang. So you say that Antifa is just an idea. Well, what do I call the gang? And then we can talk about them. That's all I have to do, because then their next words, they have to deny that the gang exists, and the second you make it about that, they can't do it because there's ample evidence that supports they exist. There are YouTube channels that play 24/7 of riots being initiated by these same groups of people. So you would have to be in total and utter denial, which these people are, frankly, but at the very least, that puts it on the table that these people are full of shit and they know it.
You've got people in your government like Jerry Nadler that say Antifa is a myth.
Yeah. Well, no, they're just trying to obfuscate. They know what the evidence is. They've seen it, and they're just trying to pin it to something else. But you have to nail it down. These people are acting under a very clear ideology, and they are acting as a gang. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to say against it?
With that, I'm going to have to kick you out, Jack, because I do have to get John in here as well. But thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about the Matrix thing. I would, if you could provide me with links for that, I'd like to check that out.
Yeah, we would like to know more of that.
I will do that later. I'll do that on your server.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
Bye.
Just one quick thing. A lot of the damage that was done in the name of Black Lives Matter was done by their allies. In quote, their allies. The Woko Haram of the...
It was black people that say they support Black Lives Matter, but then they go out and they destroy black neighborhoods.
With that said...
There were a lot of white people doing damage in the name of Black Lives Matter.
With that said... Hi, John.
Hi, Eve. Hi, Tally.
Hi.
Hello, Prospero. How's everyone been today?
Good.
Very good.
Well, thank you.
I gotta pee as soon as this is over. I'm gonna like dash to the bathroom as soon as I end the stream. But, you know.
I want to say that
you see me bumping. That's why.
I want to say that all of you are amazing, and I'm glad to have friends like you guys. And I just love listening into the show when I'm not working. And yay, I have a day off, so I just want to give you all a shout out. And
thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And
Jack. Well, no, you're not Jack. You're John.
It's John.
John.
Like, I know. It's just. Oh, I know. You're not Jack. You're John. I am aware of that. But we were just talking to Jack, and my brain is very slow.
Oh yeah, mine too. Like I just woke up like an hour ago, and
yeah,
just had breakfast, and I saw the notification come on for the show, and I was like,
I woke up much later than I meant to.
Because you're in Upside Down Land.
New Zealand, Upside Down Land, Stingray. Well, according to the myth, if you guys are interested to hear, the North Island of New Zealand is shaped like a stingray. The South Island is meant to be the waka, meaning the boat, and the Stewart Island, the third last island of our country, is meant to be the anchor. And how the myth goes is basically how New Zealand of the country was formed was Maui.
Sorry to interrupt. Real quick. I am gonna actually run to the restroom real quick because I don't think I can wait.
Okay, done.
Prospero, you're in charge.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
No. Please keep going because this is quite interesting.
Yeah, this is interesting. So
most people have never heard
Maui, the god, kind of like the one that was in the movie Moana, which I'm guessing is based around the whole New Zealand island culture years ago. So go on.
Yeah, let's go back. We had you ended with the anchor.
Yeah, and basically how it was formed is Maui and his brothers were going to go out and let's go and get fish for our tribe or whatever. And so they set off and they put their fishing lines, their nets or whatever into the sea. And Maui got a tug on his hook, and this was going to lead to the stingray. And this mother is really big and kept on tight, and it took all his strength and to pull. And then he noticed that a whole lot of land masses were pulling when he was pulling up the stingray. And then that's how in mythology, that's how the North Island, where I am on the top, I'm on the tail, and and then it all formed. And the anchor at Stewart Island's meant to be like so their boat or waka can just hold into place. And basically the story is like using all his demigod strength just to pull this island up, and then this is how it came to known. It was known as Te Ika a Maui, which means like land of like fish.
Oh, that's really cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like
that is mythology is really cool. I mean, everyone is familiar with the mythology of the Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Romans. Now, mythology of other cultures, like in Australia,
Maori culture, and
in New Zealand, and even parts of Africa, is very interesting. I mean, mythology that we don't really hear a lot about is the mythology of the American natives.
And they had different ones.
Because different tribes have their different legends.
Is the world being carried on the back of a turtle?
Well, there's the one of the Australian legend is the reason the sun goes around the earth is because it's attached to a boomerang that was thrown by either I think it was a kangaroo or a koala.
That's actually
and that's
really
why
interesting.
It continuously goes round.
Like, there's also, if I may say, there's also like the Greek mythology where it's Atlas, and isn't he like holding the planet
holding
Earth?
Up the world, yes,
of the world, and it's like, oh, don't lose balance because like the planet could roll off his shoulders or something.
Pete break done. I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
So where are we at?
We're just discussing the interesting different myths from around the world.
Like,
Kefki says, Moss Sparrow, I can get a pew pew if I wanted. I just tagged you as mom and Dirt Brain.
Oh dear.
She tagged you as Moss Sparrow. It's so funny.
Oh.
So cute. Anyway, sorry to have interrupted y'all's history lesson, but I think we are at the end of our hour and a half. I think we're gonna wrap it up there.
Thanks for having me on. Like,
thank you
even
for
if
being
it
on
was
this.
like a little bit, I love that. I'm just like, I'm part of a show. I'm famous.
Oh, no, not you're famous, but you know, you're here. You're part of the group today.
Thank you, Eve. Yeah.
Trying to see something real quick, like,
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna put so I put the link into our in chat to our S&M Discord for those who sorry, my brain just stopped there. For those who wanted to join for this, however, I'm gonna be over in my Discord later, right after the show. We're not going into the S&M Discord. We're going over to my Discord. So that's my personal Discord that I use for my Twitch server. That's where we're gonna be at right after this.
What's this wee shit white woman?
Well, me and Tally, I assume.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me. Could I quickly say something?
Sure.
Also, make sure to follow Tali and Eve on Twitter and Instagram if you get a chance.
Oh, I'm not on Instagram.
She's not.
I have an Instagram, however,
Oh, you're
it's
not.
more of an online photo album of my son for my family. So the only people that have me on Instagram with how private it is are very close family members and friends.
Okay, disclaimer. Don't cancel that one out.
No, you can't see me on Instagram.
Anyways,
follow them on Twitter. They're nicer than
Twitter is much better.
Twitter.
I mean, Twitter is cancer, and there are times where I sit there and go, "Why am I on Twitter?" However,
because you really like chemotherapy. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. If you like what we do on this channel, share with your friends. Hit that subscribe button, and if you haven't already, hit that like button on the way out the door. It really helps us with the algorithm because it the algorithm kind of screws us. But the thing it helps the most is share. Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it with other people because, like I said, the algorithm doesn't really like shows that question the status quo. So the more you share it physically with other people, or actually just show it to somebody, the more likely we're gonna get more people.
A little bit more liberal-minded, we will try to be nice.
We will be nice. We'll always be nice.
We're always nice.
But like I said, I just put a link to my Discord. I'll be hanging out there. I'll be hanging out in there after this. Got some stuff going on. We'll see. And with that, I think it's gonna cut it for us. Thank you to Miss Prospero for being our wonderful guest today. Thank you to John and Jack for being our call-in guests. And thank you, as always, to my amazing co-host, Ms. Delita Constantine, for all her contributions as well. And I think it's gonna do it for us tonight.
Also, remember, if you are a good person, you don't have to answer to anyone, and your opinions matter. And just don't be a dick for the sake of being a dick.
That one I can agree with. Have a good night, everyone.
1000%.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Lay back, relax, enjoy it all. Saturday night, it's time to say no more. S&M with Tally and KRC. Come pleasure or pain, welcome to the stream.